Hello everyone, myself Dr. K.C. Sajjan, Associate Professor, Department of Physics, Veeraseva College, VSK University, Bellary. Welcome to online class. Today's topic is thin films for BSc 6th semester 6.1. Syllabus for this thin films is method of preparation, chemical and physical methods, thermal evaporation in vacuum, including sputtering, applications of thin films. Let us try to understand what exactly the thin films are. Thin film is. Thin films are thin material layers of thickness ranging from fractions of a nanometer to several micrometers, that is 10 to the power minus 9 meter to 10 to the power minus 6 meters. Thickness of thin film depends on the purpose for which it is prepared. The material on which thin film is coated is known as the substrate. There are mainly two methods of preparation. The first one is chemical methods and second one is physical methods. In chemical composition, the material to be deposited does not exist in pure form. A fluid precursor undergoes a chemical change at a solid surface, leaving a solid layer. Chemical composition is categorized into the following three types depending on the phase of the precursor. The first one is plating, second one is chemical solution deposition, the third one is chemical vapor deposition called as CVD. Let us try to understand the first one, plating. It uses liquid precursors. The solution of a salt of metal in water is used to deposit the film. For example, electrolysis of copper sulfate resulting in the deposition of copper on cathode is an example of this process. Some plating processes are driven entirely by reagents in the solution, usually for noble metals. But electroplating is the most important commercial process used for this. Now this is the a beaker in which a copper sulfate solution is taken and there are two electrodes. One is the cathode and there is an anode here. A battery is connected, and now when current is passed through this, chemical decomposition is taking place. Thereby we are going to have copper ions and sulfate ions. Copper ions are going to migrate towards the cathode and sulfate ions are going to migrate towards the anode. And because of this, the respective migration of the ions towards the respective electrodes, there is a deposition of copper ion on this cathode. This how a thin film of the order of 10 to the power minus 9 meter to 10 to the power minus 6 meter takes place. Similarly, the second one, chemical solution deposition CSD. It uses a liquid precursor, usually a solution of organometallic powders dissolved in an organic solvent is used in the deposition process. This is relatively inexpensive, simple, thin film process that is able to produce a stoichiometrically accurate crystalline phases. The third one, chemical vapor deposition CVD. The apparatus used for chemical vapor deposition consists of quartz tube connected to a gas inlet and a pressure gauge and to a pump at the opposite end as shown in the figure. Now this is the gas inlet here and is the pressure gauge here which measures the pressure, and here the furnace, it is a furnace, and these are the wafers which are kept parallel to one another, leaving some space between them, and a quartz tube is fixed in the furnace here and opposite to this gas inlet, so a pump is fixed here. And now the quartz tube is kept in the furnace to maintain the apparatus at a desired high temperature. Now the quartz tube is fixed here at a high temperature in the furnace. The substance is taken in the form of wafers. These are the different wafers arranged in parallel, one another inside the furnace with sufficient gap between these. So they have been arranged parallel to each other like this. In this process, number of gases are supplied through the inlet at the required pressure here. So gases are allowed to pass through this chamber here at a desired pressure. The gases chemically react to produce a solid material which condenses on all the inside surface of the reactor. So these are the wafers here. On either side of the wafers, the deposition is taking place here. The material condenses on the wafers in the form of a thin film on the entire exposed wafer surface. There are mainly two CVD techniques here. One is a low pressure CVD. The other one is a plasma enhanced CVD. In the low pressure CVD, low gas pressure at a high temperature is used to deposit the film. The main advantage of this method is that the film is deposited with excellent uniformity on the entire surface of the substrate. Also, the developed material has excellent characteristics and a large number of wafers, up to 25 wafers, can be deposited at a time. The disadvantage of the method is that it is a slow process with a low deposition rate and requires a high deposition temperature. So in this process, low pressure and high temperature is used in the process of low pressure CVD. But whereas in case of plasma enhanced CVD, in this process the deposition occurs at low furnace temperature. There it was 600 degrees centigrade, here is a 300 degrees centigrade. The high pressure gas entering the reactor receives extra energy from the plasma in the reactor. Due to this, the reaction resulting in the formation of metallic layer become quick and result in fast deposition of thin film. The disadvantage of this method is that the thin film is deposited only on one side of the wafer. Due to the fastness of the process, only a few wafers up to 1 to 4 can be deposited. That means, so in case of low pressure CVD, the pressure is low but temperature is high, and here we can have 25 wafers at a time can be deposited. On 25 wafers, film can be deposited on either side and that too uniformly. But whereas in case of plasma enhanced CVD, temperature is low but pressure is high, but the disadvantage is only 1 to 4 wafers can be used. But this reaction is very fast. Deposition is occurring at a faster rate. But whereas in case of low pressure, the deposition is occurring at a slower rate. Now we shall go for the physical vapor deposition. In this method, physical process such as high temperature vacuum evaporation or plasma splatter bombardment is used to form thin film on surface such as semiconductor vapors. Physical vapor deposition uses mechanical or thermodynamical means to produce thin film of solid. In this case, the material to be deposited is placed in an energetic entropic environment so that particles of material escape from the solid surface. Facing this source is a cooler surface which draws energy from these particles as they arrive, allowing them to form a solid layer. The whole system is kept in a vacuum chamber to allow the particles to travel as freely as possible. Since the particles tend to follow a straight path, film deposited by physical means are commonly directional rather than conformal. Different physical vapor deposition process in the order of increasing order of novel method are. There are 5 methods here. One is the thermal evaporation deposition. Second one, electron beam vapor deposition, sputter deposition, cathode arc deposition, pulsed laser deposition. In the first one, thermal evaporative deposition, in this method, the material to be deposited is heated to a high vapor pressure by electrically resistive heating in low vacuum. In the second one, electron beam physical vapor deposition, in this method, the material to be deposited is heated to a high vapor pressure by electron bombardment in high vacuum. Here low vacuum, and in this case a high vacuum we are using. In the third one, sputter deposition, in this method A glow plasma discharge, usually localized around the target by a magnet, bombards the material, sputtering some away as a vapor. In the fourth one, cathodic arc deposition. In this method, high power arc directed at the target material blots away some into a vapor. In the last one, pulsed laser deposition. In this method, a high power laser ablates material from the target into vapor. Among all these five, the first one, thermal evaporative deposition, and the third one, sputter deposition methods are often used. That's why I would like to concentrate only on these two methods, thermal evaporation in vacuum and the other one, the sputter deposition method. Now, as far as this thermal evaporation in vacuum method is concerned, in this method, the material to be deposited is heated until it evaporates in vacuum chamber. The material vapor finally condenses in the form of a thin film on the cold substrate surface and on the inner walls of the vacuum chamber. The chamber is evacuated to a pressure of about 10 to the power of minus 6 to 10 to the power of minus 5 torr to avoid the reaction of vapor with the atoms of the residual gas. At such low pressures, the mean free path of vapor atoms is of the order of the dimensions of the vacuum chamber. So these particles travel in straight lines from the evaporation source towards the substrate. So this is the apparatus used for this method. In this, what you find is here is a power supply and here the wolfram, a material to be deposited, and now it is in the form of a tungsten filament or wolfram is taken here. Is a metal here and it is connected to a power supply, and here vacuum system it is on. So we can reduce the vacuum to the order of 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power minus 5 torr. And the substrate, this is substrate, means it is the substrate on which the thin film can be formed here. A metal vapor, these are the arrow indicates the metal vapor direction, and vacuum chamber is taken here. And actually what happens in this is, when current is passed through this metal, the material that wolfram, then it starts melting here. Once this material starts melting and it starts evaporating and it's a directional one, finally it will go and deposit on the substrate here. The material to be deposited is heated by means of an electric current passing through the filament or metal plate. Due to Joule's heating, the material surrounding the filament melts and evaporates in this direction. The evaporated material condenses on the substrate. Heating is done also by using RF. RF means radio frequency coil surrounding a graphite, or BN crucible. BN means barium nitride crucible containing the material to be boron nitride crucible containing the material to be evaporated. This arrangement is simple and results are useful for depositing metals and some compounds with low fusion temperatures such as aluminium, silver, gold, silicon oxide, etc. Typical metals used as heating resistance are tantalus, molybdenum and wolfram with vapor pressure practically zero at the evaporation temperature around 1000 to 2000 degrees centigrade. While selecting the heating coil, it is convenient to use such material for deposition that wets the material filament. Due to proximity of material to the filament, evaporation occurs quickly. The other one, the most important one, sputter deposition. Thin film deposition by sputter technique using an electron beam heating is as shown in the following figure. Now what you find in this figure is, this is again, there is a crucible is taken here, is a crucible, and in which metal is to be taken, which is to be deposited in the form of film on the substrate, and this is the direction of the electron beam here, and electron gun it is, and the vacuum system is provided here, and cooling arrangement is made here, and high voltage power supply is also used here. The moment when this high voltage power supply is used here, a plasma formation is taking place, and by the means of this electron gun, so electron beam is going to be produced and accelerated, and by applying the magnetic field here, the directionality of the electron beam has been taken in this way. So this electron beam has been directed to this metal here, thereby metal starts heating here, and then it starts evaporating, and evaporated metal vapor then is going to deposit on the substrate, thereby there is a formation of a thin film. That's what you can have here. The electron beam generated by and electron gun is accelerated towards an anode by high potential difference. The crucible acts as an anode. That means this crucible acts as anode because the electron is negative, anode is positive here, so it is going to attract here, but directionality has been obtained by using magnetic field. The crucible acts as anode for perfect disc near the crucible acts as anode. A magnetic field is often applied to bend the electron trajectory so that the electron gun can be positioned below the evaporation line. The focusing of electron on the material locally hits the material and causes it to evaporate with a high density of evaporation power. The several kilowatt it will be. This allows to control the evaporation rate from low to very high values and useful for depositing materials with high melting point. The crucible is cooled by circulating cold water to avoid contamination problems from heating and degasification. Now, shall go for the next one. The difference between CVD and PVD, chemical vapor deposition and physical vapor deposition, the differences between these two. The first one is here physical vapor deposition and here is a chemical vapor deposition. By 5 points they are different. The first one, material exists in pure form. As far as this physical vapor deposition is concerned, material exists in pure form. But whereas in case of chemical vapor deposition, material is not existing in pure form but exists in the precursor stage, means at the beginning. High temperature is required for this process, but whereas for chemical method, not necessary to maintain very high temperature. High vacuum is required, here no necessary to maintain high vacuum. The process is a directional, but whereas the process is not directional, it is a conformal. Deposition is due to physical process, whereas the deposition in case of chemical vapor deposition is due to chemical process. A chemical reaction synthesizes the material on the substrate. Now at the end, we shall go for the applications of thin films. The first one, thin films are used to produce thin film batteries. The second one, work is being done to use ferromagnetic thin films for use as computer memories. Ceramic thin films are widely used due to relative hardness and inertness. Such coatings are used to protect the substrate material against corrosion, oxidation and wear. The use of such coating on cutting tools can extend the life of these tools by several orders of magnitude. The fourth one, pharmaceutical industry uses thin films for drug delivery known as thin film drug delivery. The fifth one, sputtering with an inert gas is used to remove atoms from a material known as ion milling or ion etching. The sixth one, thin film deposition is used for decoration on glasses and precious metals. Such coating of variable thickness of the same material gives a direct decorative look to the painting, as the color reflected by thin film depends upon the thickness of the film. Thank you.